I don't think that there's any chance that they upset the Saints, especially with the return of Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara in the backfield.
You ain't believing what you see. Man, and I'm disappointed in you, Mark. You really not. You going home, you letting these Wisconsin accent families dictate on how you thinking. You ain't believing what you see, bro. And what you seeing from the Bears is you seeing a Mitchell Trubisky who's looking like a Baker Mayfield when it comes down to at least scrambling the ball. We ain't even about to talk about how many good defensive. Chicago been having good defensive linemen before the Washington Redskins. They've been having a good defense before the Washington Redskins. If you're gonna pick a defense, if you're gonna pick a defense that you want in the playoffs, you gonna say the Chicago Bears because they secondary and their linebacker core is a little bit better. And that's how I look at it. So if it's a upset, this my upset right here. Cause Montgomery been running like a Montgomery been running like, man, a lion been chasing him his whole life. That's how Montgomery been running. Y'all have some receivers. Mitchell Trubisky, he's Mitchell Trubisky, meaning every blue moon he might throw a dumb interception. Like, bro, how the heck you just throw it dumb? But for the most part, he hasn't been playing bad since he came back. And on the defensive side, that's what I'm looking at. And you got a guy who's you got a guy, but he doesn't play quarterback. But he's just as a utility guy than any guy, and he's been doing this a long time. Patterson has been a utility guy for a long time for y'all, just in the league in general. You know what I'm saying? So if it's an upset, if it's, man, we don't need to bring five, we can just get to Drew Brees with four. That's the matchup. You know what I'm saying? That's the matchup. Washington would be a good matchup because they don't have to blitz a lot to get to a Drew Brees on defense. And Chicago is a good matchup because they don't have to bring five to get to Drew Brees on defense. We can just get to you with these front four. And don't let my guys push the pocket and get their hands up because Drew, you ain't no but 6'1". They say you're 6'2", but you're 6'1". I'm thinking 6 feet. If it really come down to it. And I'm asking my corners to tackle and play zone. So Kamara come out the backfield where I got a corner sitting in the flat. So it's bro, for me, this is the game I'm gonna pick for the upset. I'm telling you this, and we'll talk about this on Monday. This is the game I'm picking for the upset.
All right. I'm still not with you there because say what you want about Trubisky and Montgomery. In my opinion, it's hard to evaluate them if they don't have either the run blocking or the protection from a passing standpoint to be able to do what they need to do. But Ike, let me flip this on you really quickly. You can have any.
Montgomery has been averaging over 100 yards.
Okay, so you can have Montgomery, you can have Allen Robinson, and maybe Jimmy Graham. There isn't a single other player on the Bears offense who you would want on your NFL roster. There's not.
No, you're looking at players. I'm looking at matchups. I'm saying the matchup between the defense and let's go well. So the Chicago Bears defense matchup well. I don't care who they have on one side. Matchup well against the Saints. All you gotta do is look at when the Tampa Bay Bucks play the Green Bay Packers. The Tampa Bay Bucks defense match up well against Green Bay, regardless on who they have. And so that's how I look at it. I look at matchups. I look at schemes, and from a personnel standpoint, do I need to bring five to get to a quarterback? No, I can just get to the quarterback with four. You know what I'm saying? For Pittsburgh, they like to bring five. You got the five zones, so it's a different kind of matchup. If the quarterback find a hole where the blitz is coming, whoever playing Pittsburgh got action, and when it comes down to passing plays. But for Chicago, man, you talking about the three guys. You talking like Allen ain't been balling. You talking like Graham have been balling. You talking like Ty ain't been balling. You talking about Trubisky ain't been balling. And we say this all the time. How do you finish? Pittsburgh started well. They didn't finish too good. Chicago started well, went all the way off. Now they finishing up pretty damn good. And that's how I look at it.
I will say this with Trubisky. If you don't franchise tag him and bring him back another year, he is clearly better than Foles. I don't know how much that's saying, but who could you get in free agency or in the draft in the middle, later round, in the first round, just because they are in the playoffs now. So if not Trubisky, I don't know who the Bears could bring in to say he would be a tangible upgrade at the quarterback position over Trubisky. But don't you see what I'm doing here by picking the Saints to cover? If the Bears do somehow pull off the upset, I'll be pleasantly delighted. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm emotionally preparing myself for heartbreak here. But if somehow the Bears do pull off an upset, I'm protecting myself.
You're trying to be a little fox, I see. Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.